Hi, I am Dr. Japie Poorta. This will be a continuation of the Dr. Japie story. And during that time in Cape Town, we had saving accounts for our children. I then depleted all my insurance policies simply to sustain our living. When that was depleted, I had to start with the saving accounts of the children that we started with the idea that someday we will have money when they finish school to go to university. But before we knew, that money was also depleted. And then the Lord came through for us. My wife found a job. And it was during this time that we learned through the hard way to trust upon God no matter what the circumstances are. It was during this time that we had to deal with the fact that we were called by God. It was during this time that we had to deal with the reality. Life was better in Upington than it was in Cape Town. Life was more easy in Upington than it was in Cape Town. But because we felt secure and we felt that God has called us and it was His will for us to be in Cape Town, we were prepared to suffer whatever the consequences of our decision were. And it seems that some way God has honored His promise to us. When our children finish school, the Lord provided that all three of them went to university with bursaries. We didn't pay a cent because the money that we put together for their education, we spent to sustain our lives in ministry. And then God came through for us, and they completed, all three of them completed their studies at the university. And today all three of them are chartered accountants. And when I look back and have to weigh up my decisions about leaving Upington to come to Cape Town, if I have to do it over, I will do it again. Because there's no other joy that fills your heart than knowing, regardless of the circumstances, that you are walking in the will of the Lord. So this is what we've learned in ministry. Not everything that glitters is gold. Ministry is not simply a place where you can make money. Ministry is a place where you are prepared to sacrifice. Make sacrifices in terms of your life, in terms of your lifespan, and in terms of your family. And as a family, we have learned this. That is why we are so happy that we knew we were called by God and that we were walking in His will. So these are some of the experiences that we had while moving from Upington to Cape Town. Cape Town was a very hostile environment because even some of my colleagues in the church did not want me in Cape Town. For reasons as I have shared in the previous videos, I was very political, I was very outspoken, and people felt during those years it was not right for pastors to get involved in issues of politics. But for me, it was not politics. It was my understanding that as a Christian and as a child of the Lord, I had to do justice. Because in my mind, as Jeremiah 22 verse 17 says, God says, to know me is to do justice. And because of the fact that I have the keen sense of justice and wanted to get involved in people's misery, wanted to uplift people and help people to understand that God is able and willing to do exceedingly abundant above what they fear, what they hope, what they dream, what they long for. that sustained me in ministry. And that helped me to understand that ministry is not simply a place where you can take things for granted. It is a place where you must be prepared, first of all, to understand you are called. Secondly, to pay the price for the calling that the Lord has given you. Remember, I do 2 uploads of content a week. On Monday, Ministry Monday, where I share my heart with pastors. And on Friday, the Dr. Japie story, where I share my experiences in ministry with everybody. I don't want you to miss anything. Therefore, I would like you to subscribe to my channel, like my page on Facebook, and follow me on SoundCloud.